brought in a young player from Aston Villa to try and bolster the ranks at the top end of the pitch in Charlie Lutz. We've had a look at him a couple of times. We watched him in a game that we played on the training ground at the start of the season. Again, another one of the pre-season games that hopefully are bearing fruit. So we're bringing players in, we're trying to bolster the ranks, we're trying to make more competition with places, as I've explained to the players today. I'm bringing them in for the right reasons, because competition is the only way forward. We've got to have, if we possibly can, 2 players per position, and if we can get that, we'll have the right type of competition, and we'll certainly have the strength and depth that we need to finish the campaign.
Charlie Lutz, a young lad, 21 I think, clearly a good footballer. He wouldn't be at Aston Villa otherwise.
Yeah.
But needs to be the right sort of character, because as we've mentioned many times before, it's a whole lot different playing in this football than academy stuff, really.
It is. He's came in today and worked with the first team, and his comments at the end of it were quite interesting. I had a quick brief conversation. How did you feel? How did that go? And he said that was a proper session. And I thought long and hard about that already. A proper session, and I'm thinking, well, Aston Villa will have more quality than us, guaranteed. But there's also that, I don't know, maybe at the top level, the wrapping up of cotton wool, because the amount of talent that they can boast on Aston Villa's training ground, you don't want to be having too much physical contact. Whereas you have to prepare for physical contact at this level. So letting the players play, letting the players get amongst each other, without being silly, of course, is something that he was making reference to. So it was the reality of the footballing world in National League North, and a training session more importantly, that I was glowing with the words that were coming out of him. A young man, as you say, 21-year-old, and he wants to cut it at this level and try and prove to Aston Villa that he's a good footballer. Again, it goes back to the under-23s and people's opinions of the under-23s. As far as I'm concerned, is it a real way of producing football as well? From a technical point of view, yes. From a physical stand view, I'm not too sure. But we'll see. We'll cut him loose and we'll let him play at Agra and see where it takes us.
Does the fact you brought in a striker suggest that Ben Beresford might be out for longer than thought? Last time we spoke, you said he was due to have another scan, I think.
He's came through that, and it's probably going to be another month, which is not the kind of thought that you want to hear as a young man, let alone me as a manager. But Blues are being genuine with regards to help and the assessment that they're giving us from a financial point of view and from a medical point of view, and I think that's admirable. You know, whether it be Villa, whether it be, you know, the local clubs are really having a look at Kidderminster Harriers because of the style of football that we're playing and because of the club as well. You know, the size of the club and the way we're addressing the situation this year. Long may that continue. You know, the window will close for the Premier League and for the Football League very soon, but it'll still be open for us, you know. So hopefully it'll be an opportunity to maybe court the likes of, you know, Wolves and Baggies and Blues and Aston Villa. And if we can bring 1 or 2 in, as you know, we can only have 5 loans, or use 5 loans, shall we say, but you can still have more than 5 loans, so long as they don't overstep the mark on a Sunday.
So the search goes on, basically, for additional players?
Search will always continue. We always want to try and improve. As I say, I want to try and get 2 for each position, and we're not far off, but we still need to. I think we've got nice flexibility as a 3 or a 4 in terms of defence. And also the flexibility of fullbacks or wing-backs that can play winger. You know, you're looking at, when I mentioned the words number 9 to Amari, I never put a threat on number 9s, because at the end of the day, Amari's my number 9. He's my club captain at this moment in time. If I bring another striker, and it's a striker that can put the ball in the back of the net with an aplomb that maybe we are missing. But at the same time, the hard work and the way he commits to this football club has to be admired by supporters, by owners, by opposition, by everybody. But as far as I'm concerned, Amari knows that as well. We've had competition for his shirt, and what does he do? He steps up to the plate. And that included Ben Beresford, that included Harry Everton, and more importantly, Gold Amateur, who's moved on.